Leah Rose here with Teresa Jones.
I'm here with
Malik Glad.
Malik. What do you actually think about when you hear the term black man on sex?
When the term black man on sex means, hey, I mean, when I hear black man on sex, I mean just, black men having sex. What else am I supposed to think?
I would say not black men specifically, but men in general. We are more physical beings, and I think women are more emotional. So they attach emotions to the physical nature of sex act. So to us, it's not as an emotional thing.
Well, their sexual life, how active they are, if they're utilizing protective sex. Not doing everything they need to know about safe sex and what the outcomes are. Pleasure for one night, and they can be misery for a lifetime. That's my first thing I think of.
I usually think about how most black men view sex with different, not necessarily different women, but different types of women, I guess. That's usually what I think about.
Calls her personality, attitude, attendance, performance, sexuality. Cute. She's cute. Nice, petite women. Boom, boom, boom. Got everything. And you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But in the meantime, what we do is we try to help everybody enjoy themselves, enjoy life, enjoy sex. Because you know what thing about sex is? There's two things in sex. Either you do or you don't. So, if you do, you do it. If you don't, jury be over. Now, what do jury do? Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Black Men on Sex. And as some of you may remember me from Black Girls on Sex, and now my name is Rashida, and I will be your hostess for the evening.
My mind is right full with the essence of you. My thoughts are enamored with my inkling towards you. Every time we meet, my words spew forth like vomit, and my tongue is tied in a knot because the lyrical symphony I had in my mind is written like we're in a race. And my lips can't form quick enough to keep up with my brain's pace. It's not because I'm nervous, or I can't find the words to express my desire for you. If anything, I have too many words to describe you. But what should come out as bouquet of flattery comes out sounding like mulch. So if my speech can't convey my feeling, then let my fingers dictate what I've been feeling. Let these digits be worked to the bone, as the lead in my pencil becomes dull against the smooth bleached wood of my notebook pad. Today, I become a poet, as my thoughts transcribe into metaphoric prose that will have your ears swimming and your eyes wet like money do. Today, I become a poet.
There's something to be said about the respected hoe. One who knows what they want and how to get along. Now, don't take this the wrong way when I form my lips to mutter this phrase, but the respected hoe is a position that not too many people play. But to me, it's an occupation that deserves a little praise. I mean, what do you think of when someone utters the word hoe? If you think it's just women, then you will be wrong. I've been a hoe all my life. But since I was born with a particular gender, I don't get attached to that certain type of stigma, but I do all the same things.
Moments I spent alone, you robbed me of my stability. You robbed me of a world that makes sense. You robbed me of my innocence You robbed me of my friends. You robbed me of the good times that we could have spent. You robbed me of my own self-worth. You've been stealing from me since birth. You took what was mine to give. Stole it as a kid. You took pleasure wherever you could. So you stole it from my childhood. I remember all those harsh moments. It was one thing that you haven't stolen. The pain and confusion of your body lying on me. The pain consuming me. I struggled, but I get no relief. You're the one I trusted. The one that gave me life. Now all I see is a demon that burdens me at night.
I just wanted to be like you once were, but every effort gets thwarted, deterred. And the only way now we can communicate is by shouting our words. And while this is going on, we're too blind to see our child standing by in the hall. His young mind soaking up the chaos we're enthralled. Our behavior is shaping his demeanor, shaping the way that he'll behave towards women. I don't want that for him. I don't want him to grow up thinking there's a divide between us and them, between those of the opposite sex and men, and to think we're always at a wit's end. I love his mother, but somewhere along the way, we forgot how to communicate. And if not, for ourselves and for the sake of our child, we need to learn to be a bit more of God.
Don't shoot the messenger. We're only the deliverers of bad news. We've come to tell some of you girls that you've been acting a plum fool. The men of Naptown have transcribed the decree. It's a dose of reality in what some of you girls really need. We have been chosen to deliver this here treaty. Our terms of negotiation are firm. They cannot be bent or broken. They must be heard. Decree number 1.
To all women who've been hurt by a man in your life, please don't bring that drama into our new life.
Go fix yourself. Decree number 2.
You always say there's no good men. Well, my suggestion to you is go pick up a book. Instead of club hopping, find a man who enjoys to read. Instead of them niggas' vocabulary always seem to be drop it to your knee.
Go fix yourself. Decree number 3.
Women, please stop trying to size a man up by his credit rate. You may say no romance before finance, and that very well may be true. But best believe that broke nigga gonna get a date before you do.
Go fix yourself. Decree number 4.
And stop popping off all at the mouth. And if you got something to say, then go talk that shit out.
Go fix yourself. Decree number 5.
Brothers want a chick that's soft. For the love of God, please turn that little switch off.
Go fix yourself. Decree number 6.
Like all of you, I was shocked and saddened by the deaths of several young people who were bullied and taunted for being gay, and who ultimately took their own lives. As a parent with 2 daughters, it breaks my heart. It's something that just shouldn't happen in this country. And we've got to dispel this myth that bullying is just a normal rite of passage, that it's some inevitable part of growing up. It's not.
The ride home was quiet. Neither one of us said a word. Then he took a breath and he said, I love you. He said, I know this must be hard on you. And he was damn right. He said he didn't choose to be this way, and for years he tried to deny it. He thought if he held it in long enough that he could hide it. And if he could simply just ignore the addiction, he could curb this sickness that's been plaguing him since early adolescence. He said he used to cut his flesh to punish himself whenever he gave into the addiction, that bloodletting was his only prescription, an atonement for the sins he thought he was committing. Then he told me he attempted suicide. And the tears ran down his face when he was surprised to still be alive. I didn't say a word. I just looked straight at the road. Then he said, I love you again. But this was his life. And he would live it the way that he liked. My son was standing up to me. And for a moment, I felt a sense of pride. And before I knew it, the words slipped out of my lips. I said, I love you too. And that was it. Neither one of us said another word on the way home because those words by themselves summed it all up alone. I live in a nation where I'm judged by the color of my skin and not the content of my character.
Didn't King have a dream?
A dream that all men are created equal. But with one acquittal, our nation is in upheaval. Race relations in question. People wondering if our country has truly made any progression. But regardless of what side of the fence you lie, don't forget, an innocent kid lost his life.
And for what? I mean, because he was profiled, but it happens every single day. The cops, the employers, they're looking at every move you make. It's like they just want us all to misbehave. But don't get it twisted, because it don't just happen from the outside in. These type of sentiments come even from our own kin.
Crabs in a bucket. Who need obsessions when we holding each other back? We hang our own noose, mold our communities into a gutter. Gang violence, cluttered with drugs, hatred among one another. Trapped like rats, we turn on ourselves. Our communities, we need help. Ring, ring goes the sound the alarm. Another black man getting shackles on his arms.
Ring, ring goes the sound of the alarm. Another black brother goes behind bars.